In this lesson, we go ahead and add asymmetry to our face. So it's finally time. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to use that baseline image that I have, and it's time to adjust everything. So we're going to do it very rough, and then we'll go piece by piece and start refining it. So first things first, let's position everything so we more or less match it up. As you can see, we jumped ahead a little bit for me refining the face. Didn't do anything really drastic to it. It's just the eyes really make it look like it's very different. It's not. So change the opacity here, and now I'm going to use the move tool, and I'm just going to kind of go crazy. So without symmetry, adjusting those ears, as you can see. Now I'm going to try not to move the face too much here. You can see the ears a little bit outward. You don't want to skew it too much, so doing the same for the eye here. You can see these are needing to be adjusted. So going back to the face here, I'm going to move the nose here without symmetry, smaller brush, just going to kind of pinch it in there, move it in, move it out, there we go, sort of matching it as much as we can to the image, just adjusting it. On the lips here, we can really match up really easily. See, just a little bit up, and then there it goes. Matches up perfectly to what we need. And yeah, you see, adjustments are going to make a big difference here. There we go, our lips looking nice. Working on the philtrum there, getting our the tips of our lips on the upper area going. Just adjusting everything, nostrils. You just kind of go everywhere you can and really change things up. And you know, we worked hard to get here, so now's the fun times of just really nailing down what really makes this face what it is. So I'm just gonna adjust it here, move out the ears, and then yeah, it's not looking too shabby. Now I definitely want to make the chin here a little bit squarer, as you can see. So don't panic if you see that and it looks a little bit skewed. We're going to have to adjust all of that, so don't worry about it too much. It can be very daunting to break symmetry on your model and think that you've ruined everything. But in fact, you've just made everything better. It's a question of refinement now, so don't worry about it. Just be careful and do it slow, and you'll be fine. So I'm going to adjust it here just so I can kind of match the face. I'm going to even scale it up a little bit there. And that's going to allow me to get the jawline looking proper, because it is a little bit skewed and I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the move tool here, just adjust it very slightly. And I'm going to try not to move too much on the model or the image here. As you can see, I can lower in the eyes now. I'm going to mask out the bottom here just so I can move this lid. And again, no symmetry, so you can see where we're going with this. Just adjusting it. There we go. And we're going to be going into a lot of detail with the eyes and everything else, so don't worry about that for now. There we go. Now I'm going to push out the jaw here, making sure it looks a little bit more square, because we did lose some of it. So I'm going to pull it out with symmetry, because I think it's an important part of the face that we can kind of gauge and make look a lot better because of it. So there's still room for symmetry, but look at how great it is to actually have the spotlight image right above your model. You can really just mark stuff out. Have a little bit of a problem there because of the mask, but as you can see, it really makes it easy for you to sort of know exactly where to put your things, and yeah, it just makes a big difference. And now the model is going to start transitioning. You know, it's gonna really change. And now you can look at everything with different eyes. So, just adjusting the ears, you can see that a face really is what it is because of all the asymmetry that it has. I've spoken about this before in other tutorials that I've done here for digital tutors, but asymmetry really is the spice of life, you know. In the animal kingdom, nature really favors symmetry, but in our case, asymmetry is understood by our brain as something that is normal. Symmetry is actually something that, unless you're talking about, you know, architecture and stuff like that, symmetry really bothers our brain when it comes to any kind of organic surface. So here's that tip again. Pull out with the Damian standard and then push in with the trim dynamic, and you get this really, really nice solid plane for the bottom of the eye, which I think is a really cool trick here that not a lot of people use. It's so easy to make eyelids. A lot of people have trouble with those, but you know, if you just come in here and pull it out, you'll see that it looks really, really nice. So I'm going to go in on the left eye now. Same thing. Alt with Damian standard. Pull it all the way up. And then smooth it out here. Grab your trim dynamic and just push it back. And then voila. You have a very nice working eyelid to play around with. So there we go. I'm going to add some more of those eye bags on the underneath there. There we go. And, you know, just working on it, cutting it in. There we go. Not too shabby. And overall, I'm already starting to see his face here a little bit more. Still, there are things to change, but I like where this is going. So some of these we can use symmetry or not. You know, it really is up to you. I think it makes a big difference to just forego symmetry altogether at this point and just enjoy the process of sculpting on a face organically. Now, there's something to be said about animation with a mesh like this, and that might not be ideal just because of all the asymmetry that you have. So just be careful with that. If you're looking to animate this or retopologize this, just be mindful that you might run into some trouble because things won't really line up the way you're expecting because of all the asymmetry. Adding a little bit of the volume there underneath the mouth. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of adjusting to the nose. You know, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have adjusted the nose as quickly as I did, but because I end up working a lot more on the nose, I'm still not happy with it. It's going to be that that piece of the body that really, really bothers me for a while, but or the face, I should say. But you know, overall, we're definitely getting there. So anyway, I'm gonna continue adjusting some things here. You know, there's a lot of work to be done, but I'm probably just going to play around a little bit more with this nose here until I get something that I look for. So now is the time to change the symmetry on your model, break it completely, and start following your reference to a T, because now you have a model that will correspond to it. Use your baseline image to get there, and I will see you in the next lesson. We're going to keep going. See you guys there.